have to ride along in order to get through the level. Be careful here because when you jump on the platforms, they will immediately start falling like we've seen before. You'll have to ride across them in order to get up to the top in order to enter the bonus game at the end. Level 3-3 has a lot of big open areas to fall into, so most of the platforms are going to be these slow-moving ones that you're going to have to take your time on. The spiders from the previous level, as well as the normal enemies, will be throughout the stage. Here you're going to have to wait for the right opportunities to get on the platforms as they move back and forth and make your way through this little bit of a maze. After that, you have a few more enemies to deal with before the showdown with the boss of the level. For the boss, if you want to defeat him normally, you can just jump on the rocks at the right time in order to get to the platform above him to hit the switch. However, if you would like to take him out with the fireball, you can stand either on the rocks firing fireballs at him, or stand on the edge here and jump up between rocks in order to take him out that way. Once he's done, we have only one more kingdom to go. "4-1 begins the Kingdom of Shay, which is an Asian-themed stage. As you can see, there's lots of bamboo, as well as the enemies are martial art themed. The martial art enemies will actually move really slowly, so this gives you a great opportunity to get past them easily. Up here, if you hit the far left block, you can actually get a star to appear, which will help you greatly taking out a lot of enemies. Just be sure to be careful when jumping across the big platforms across the gaps. Be sure to quickly work your way up these pipes because there's 3 different cannons set up. Which right after the cannons, you have 3 of the martial artists set up. Those martial artists, once again, are pretty easy, but with 3 of them at one time, and it takes 2 shots with your fireball to take them out, they can be a little bit tricky right then. "4-2 continues the Che Kingdom, and this one has a little bit more of a water theme along with mountains in the background. There's these large plant enemies that will stop and fire projectiles straight up into the air, which will go past them. You also have snake enemies, which works pretty much like the Sphinx enemies from the pyramid level. This is one of those instances where the fireball only having 1 shot could be a little bit of a pain, because I wasn't able to get any more shots out to get past the area where I was until the other fireball went away. Hit that block to grab a star, and you can run through some of these fireballs that have been becoming a little bit of a nuisance. Stand on the far block, ride it down, and then jump off at the right time so you don't end up falling into the pit, then climb up the other fallen blocks if you want to get on top in order to hit the last of the bonus doors. The final level of the game has Mario flying a plane, which works very similarly to the submarine. You can fire out projectiles and the screen automatically scrolls, and you can get caught and crushed if you end up behind a block when the screen scrolls by. This is easily one of the funnest levels in the game, just like the submarine level. Most of the enemies, once again, are going to be taken out with one simple shot. As you can see, the plane enemies, as they get closer to you, they will either fly down or fly up towards you, and they can launch out missiles. However, if you're able to take them out ahead of time, they aren't too bad. The flying mines can be taken out with a lot of shots, but it's best to try to avoid them and fly around them. You can get a star in the level, just like we could in the submarine level, so grab it so that you're invincible for a period of time and can take out the mines with that. In this area, be careful as you're flying through the maze, and then we enter this room with a ton of extra coins, which if you collect a lot of them, you can gain at least one extra life. Right across the bottom until it opens up, and then you'll have to quickly go through the maze so you don't get crushed. You'll have to do this twice before we get past the maze part. After that, we have some walls of bricks to take out while avoiding rotating fireballs. After we enter this small entranceway, it's time for the final boss battle. It starts off with a cloud that moves around the room firing out these bird enemies. Do your best to keep your distance and keep launching fireballs into the cloud. Once you take it out, it's time for the actual final boss of the game. The final boss battle is against the evil space alien Tatanga. He throws out a large projectile that breaks apart into a spread shot. The key here is just to keep dodging in and out in between the spread shot. Don't really focus on him, just focus on dodging the weapons and keep firing the whole time. Most of your shots will get through and you'll be able to do damage to him. It won't take too long before you take him out and can enjoy the ending. While Gunpei Yokoi made some changes to the Mario format in this game, with some different enemy types and a whole new environment, he still gave us a great platformer on the Game Boy and one of the finest memories I have playing the handheld console. The success of Super Mario Land would lead actually to another sequel in Super Mario Land 2, and then would lead off into a whole new series in Super Mario Land 3, Wario's Land. As the end fills up the screen, it is time to wrap up this edition of Play It Through. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.